So I'm Dominican, and growing up, my mom was dead ass one of those Dominicans that was like, me no black papi, me no black. She bleached her skin, relaxed her hair, only wear sewing. You can say nigga, but God forbid you wear a do-rag outside. Like, my black ass family hated being black. You know what that meant? I could not wear my curly hair out. I couldn't do braids like everybody else. I couldn't wear my curls like everybody else. It had to be straightened and relaxed. And my mom was a celebrity hairstylist, so she had no problem beating my ass in that chair. She had no problem giving me chemical burn and giving me excessive heat damage. She didn't let me go natural up until I was 13. And she also tried to bleach my skin. She advocated enough for me to get a nose job. She said that she wanted to save enough for me to get a nose job so I can look less black. Now here I am today, embracing the fuck out of my blackness. Now I'm 18. Who the fuck is gonna tell me no? For any kids going through what I went through, where your parents don't let you explore your creativity, don't let you embrace your sexuality, don't let you embrace your own culture, do that shit behind their back and never stop doing what you love to do. And definitely educate yourself on the ignorance that's riddled in your family. You know the saying, ignorance is bliss. Not everybody has the guts to stand up for what they believe in, risk their safety or their sanity. One thing I am letting you know is to continue creating, continue loving yourself, and don't let anybody ever stop you.
I was up early this morning, so I get to my office and I hear this, what I think is an old racist white guy in the lunchroom with the other guys, right? So I listen to it for a little while, then I get up. And I say, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell this guy, because I'm thinking it's a vendor. I'm thinking it's a guy trying to get some work from us or somebody trying to sell equipment or something. I go in there. It's a Mexican.
So this guy right here, he's talking about something racist that happened on the job. And initially, he thought it was a white guy who was doing or saying some racist things. But then when he goes to check it out, it's a racist Latino. It's Hector. And a myriad of black men has been saying for years how a Latino co-worker either got them fired or tried to get them fired. Now, why do they do these things to you? These horrific things. It's because they want to bring in their friends or family members once you get fired. They're going to go to the manager or supervisor who fired you and say they have somebody that wants to work. And it's going to be another Latino.
This guy talking about they need to kick him out of there. And I started laughing. All I could do is look and laugh. Now, the cool Mexicans, like the ones who ain't racist, looked at me like, Mr. Warren, we don't give a damn what this guy is saying. He's stupid. We deal with these kind of people all the time. We dealt with them in Mexico. I could see it in his eye. So I ain't say nothing. When he walked by my office, I just kind of...
Racism in a lot of y'all immigrants. You know that? I ain't know that y'all was racist like that. I really didn't. I'm talking about like y'all saying things like, oh, well, y'all next. I'm talking about black people, we next. I'm going to deport y'all to Africa next. And okay. But as long as y'all made it seem like white people was just the most racist people in this country, oh no. Y'all take the cake. I find it kind of hard to believe, especially considering had it not been for my ancestors, immigrants wouldn't even be allowed over in this country. Civil rights and whatnot. Most of us already knew that Trump, he knew exactly what he was doing, when he was going to bring 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship to the Supreme Court. He knew it was going to get blocked. What's even more interesting is how they'll finally figure out what exactly it meant, and who it was for. And when they do, all of you racist people who have just been completely disrespectful to us because you're getting deported, you're going to wish you would have been nicer to us.
Why do Hispanic people feel it's okay to say the N-word? Especially if they do not identify themselves as a black woman or black man.
They are not your friend. They just recognize your power and are afraid to be your enemy.
The way I only get comments like this from Latinos, like you guys are so anti-black and racist, and the only men I've ever been cheated on are Latinos. So it's like for you to be like, oh, he's gonna cheat on you, or whatever the fuck you're thinking. He's treating me the best by far. So stop being racist. Stop hating. Like, Not like I was ever gonna choose any of you. So it's like, I don't know why you guys are so mad.
Would you believe it, in Southern California, Los Angeles County specifically, that Mexicans cleanse their neighborhoods of black people? These Mexican gangs intentionally target black Americans that didn't have anything to do with gang banging.
He said Latinos are targeting black people. Latino gangs targeting black people who are civilians, not the gang members. Not the gang members, regular citizens. That's how much hatred Hector has for you. Because usually it'll be gangs having beef. But if they targeting people who are not in gangs, then that's the next level of racism. And this is why I got to work on these types of projects, these particular projects. Because when it comes to this racism stuff, you don't have the same zeal, the same energy that you have for white people with racist Latinos. When you talk about them being racist, you have smiles on your face. You're saying it like it's a joke, like it's funny. You gotta have that same bravado, that same boldness, that same aggression when you talk about Latino racism as you do when you talk about white racism. Everything has to match up. It has to be even. This is why the white guy don't take you seriously, because he's not allowed to use the N-word, but Hector is allowed to use the N-word. If you're going to be serious about racism, you have to be serious with all groups, not just one group. When you be serious with all groups, that's when they're going to take you seriously.
But they wanted them gone, removed out of their neighborhoods. And they had a curfew, 10 p.m. If they weren't in by 10 p.m., yeah. This is not the South. This is not down in Mississippi. This is Southern California, Los Angeles County. These Mexicans, I call them the brown Yahtzees. You see this 10 p.m. in Pacoima. These areas were predominantly black neighborhoods. So the neighborhoods that you see that's with Mexicans now in Southern California, yeah, that was paid. And that price was black blood. They terrorized these black families to move out of their neighborhoods. Look, they firebombed a black family's home just because they were black, not because they were gang members, just because they're black. And you see that HG13, that 13 stands for M. That's the Mexican mafia, and they have strong ties with the Aryan Brotherhoods. And if you don't know what the Aryan Brotherhood is, that's a white supremacist gang. And their member goes on to kill a famous high school football player, Mark Hammonds. As he walked down the street in Highland Park, the Avenue gang staged a long-running campaign to rid that neighborhood of blacks. And these campaigns of cleansing black people from Mexican neighborhoods went on for decades. And mind you, these neighborhoods were once upon a time black neighborhoods.
Something that's always frustrated me and confused me is how weird it is when other cultures and different races of people can hardly admit that a lot of things that they do and they started to do was based off of black American culture and was inspired off of black people. I was talking to one of my Hispanic friends and he was basically telling me about the Cholo culture in like the 80s and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, and I was like into it at first. And then he said something, oh like, yeah, like we're the founders of hip hop and we made baggy clothes popular. And I was like, hold on. I said, that's not true. I said black Americans made rap and hip hop popular. Black Americans made the baggy clothes, the wearing the bandanas, the big jean jackets popular. I said, so, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Hispanics didn't start doing that until Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and all that came out. And just to prove it to him, a few days ago, I saw a video, Cholo inspired culture, and literally I was scrolling down, like, you know how you search it up and it shows all the, like, the search videos? All the music that was playing in the background for the Cholo videos were Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, like this old school kind of rap music, and they were all black hip hop artists. There was some like Mexican rap in there, but they were all black hip hop artists. I was like, the Cholo, you have to be able to admit that the Cholo culture is inspired off the black American culture. This doesn't go on to say that black people created everything, even though it seems like it, because black people's culture is heavily inspired in different people's culture. But it's like people have and then like he kind of got defensive in a way, like I was like saying that his culture like wasn't his. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Cholo culture doesn't exist. It does. But you have to understand who founded that, who's the root of that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Mexicans saying the N-word. Mexicans did not say the N-word until Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and all them got popular, and then they started listening to music, and then the cholo culture became popular and all that. So you have to be able to accept that. It's not a bad thing. It's not saying that you don't own that culture. You don't have a right to be a cholo. That's not what they're saying. But other people seem to forget, specifically other cultures seem to forget who founded what they're trying to do. Who was the original creators. I feel like it's important to acknowledge that. I'm not saying cholo culture does not exist. No, that's not what I'm saying. The founders and the original creators of hip hop and rap and baggy clothes and with bandanas and big chains and grills and nice Cadillacs that bump up and down are black people, black Americans. Let's not forget that.